Welcome back for another yummy update. So we have BTC making a new all-time high. We're all waiting for Q4 to show its face. We are in Year of the Snake. Are we going to get snaked? Maybe. I mean, that's been the default for everything so far, friends. My friend's dad has been, shout out to Humble, who has been demanding juicy news. News update! Oh, man. You got to love the oldies, friends. You got to love the oldies because, you know, they're unfazed by this 4-year cycle dilemma. Do you want to know why? I mean, it's funny, friends. I just didn't think as well. My friend's dads watch me. I'm the crypto, the news updates. Friends, but they don't feel our pain. And it makes sense because if you just go speak to them, they're like, listen, my back's broken. You know, I've been painting for 30 years. I don't even have a spine anymore. There's 15 parts of my body worn out. I'm beyond help, and I still didn't get to retire. You know, I could see their perspective. I really can. Because they're looking at us like, you get to click buttons, and all you do is maybe wait an extra 1 or 2 years? It's been 30, 40 years, I still haven't gotten anywhere. Like, it is true. It is true. Here they are getting aggressive for their news update. Oh my gosh, with their morning Finjana and everything. So it is funny. Put it into perspective, friends. We've been given a gift. Like, we can see how the money system's a total scam. It's not just like believing it. No, you can actually see it. They're printing at literally around 8% per year. They're debasing at around 8% per year. You're only getting paid an inflation rise of literally around 3% per year. So they're paying you $3, but they're making your lifestyle expense $8 more expensive. So you're literally getting robbed, and we can see that. That's why you have to be in crypto. It's the highest growth rate thing. Nothing else compares, unless you want to be in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ grows at about 16% per year, which is still freaking, it's showing you how much debasement, but that's the NASDAQ. Like, look, yeah, the NASDAQ as well is safe because if it ever goes down too far, the US government will debase the middle class and lower class population of America, and they'll basically print their way, and they'll do whatever they can to get that index up. But we don't have that luxury in crypto. If we go down, we're all going to jail because we onboarded the whole world. You know what I mean? So, but that's the risk we have, right? That compensates for the upside. Bitcoin Maxis, friends, check this out from Samson Mount. The only thing keeping Ethereum at these levels is the Korean retail investor. So I'm just showing you some updates, right? Showing you there's Bitcoin Maxi cope. Ethereum hasn't even started the run yet. They're already coping, which is, I'll tell you what's happening, guys. I think they know deep down they're about to get bonked, okay? I think they know. They know Ethereum is not going to zero. They know ETH-BTC, they were calling for it to go to zero when it was at 0.018 at the bottom. Now it's doubled down. It's at 0.036. Friends, they know ETH-BTC. I'll show you right now. Okay, they know that all they do is all they have is this chart to show. And Ethereum, yeah, it's pathetic. I'm just letting you know now, man. If Ethereum, friends, imagine it can do an upside surprise and it goes back to 0.07. Like, you understand, we are now, that means Ethereum is near just a 2x to flip Bitcoin around here. Okay, if it comes back up here, I think it will hit. This is 78.6 retrace. And then I think it comes back down, and then maybe it makes a floor somewhere before it's ready to go early in the next cycle. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to shock everyone out here. But, you know, it still sucks, man. It's Ethereum. It's been like so many years as well. But I'm just showing you, look at this cope as well, right? They're saying, no, Ethereum's only got a bid because of the Korean retail investor, specifically Shohak Gamey. There's $6 billion of Korean retail capital propping up the Ethereum treasury companies. The Ethereum influencers have been flying to South Korea just to market to retail. So it's funny that cope, friends. It's literally Bitcoin Maxi cope just to see these things and everything happen around. I want to show you more, friends. It's been crime season out there. It's crime season, baby. Look at this, friends. So this guy, holy moly, someone just picked up 2005 AMD strike calls. So basically, a call is you're getting leverage on the future. So if you think something's going to go to $1,000 in the future, you'll buy a call for 200 bucks. So if it does hit 1,000, you can buy it off them for 200 bucks. That's your leverage, okay? And then people selling the options, that's another thing, but we're probably going to see a big vertical S&P 500 drop somewhere, like 5 or 7%, because all over Reddit, the day traders are back. But what are they doing? They're selling options. And remember, friends, if you're selling options, you're selling insurance. So, friends, you can go make a lot of money right now if you really want. Go to your neighborhood and sell everybody car insurance for $100. You collect $100 of everyone, but guess what? If you have to start paying people, you might not be able to afford it, right? That's exactly what it comes to in these options, okay? A lot of these options. So, of course, there's all these strategies and strangles and straddles, everything you can do, but no one's doing that stuff. Okay? They're just selling options. Like, oh, I'm just selling insurance. Yeah, but they're going to get blown out. You're basically picking up a penny in front of a freight train. There's some insider bought 2,000 calls for the strike call. They expire on the 10th of October, which is the PI conference day. Now, it's funny, they bought this, and then look what happened shortly, friends. ChatGPT announced they are buying 10% of AMD. AMD went up 25% in a day. Bang. Breaking. AMD has soared over 25% on the news. OpenAI is taking a 10% stake in the company. They're going to deploy 6 gigawatts of AMD Instinct CPUs. So you can look at this, the big giant, I'm just going to show you again. Look at this big green candle. So someone bought calls here, and look what ends up happening. Obviously, he's an insider. It's crime season, okay? But it happens all the time, friends. But look, because you know markets are read like that, you got to remember, that's a perfect example, friends. If you were watching that, okay, you look, that's why, friends, the price action moves first. Someone, you could see him on the price action on the tape. They're like, who's taking this pump, bro? What do they know? Do they know something? That's why you can take a hit. You're like, hey, if they know something, I'm going to take a pump with them. Yeah, they clearly, they believe in it. Something enough, you know. So if you could spot something like that, it might be worth just taking a bit of a hit, you know, taking a crack with them. Friends, it's kind of like as well, if you're watching, say, PulseChain ecosystem go down, okay, everybody's calling it a scam. And even within PulseChain ecosystem, people watching PDI go down, and you're just probably watching, you could be watching me. So like, man, this guy, firstly, the price isn't going to zero. It's still there. It's like it should be. This doesn't seem right for something that should be have gone to zero by now. You could use this to your advantage. It's just the thing is, people don't believe in it until much later on when the price is higher. Here's PulseChain core coin prices out here. Not doing much. We have Dick with Butt up 3%. You have eHEX as well, up 8%, friends. The eHEX PHEX ratio is going up. Look, remember, friends, I love everyone, okay? I'm not here to hate. There's some soy boys that got you muted forever. But I don't have any hate. I know it's tough, man. I know, because you're not when people say bad stuff about me, I know that it's not actually them talking, man. It's your brain is starved of dopamine, and you're wrestling your internal demons of pride, ego, greed, fear. You're on this roller coaster, okay? Some of you's their wife's nagging them, their parents are nagging them, and then you're going on Twitter, and then you see BNB makes a new all-time high, and then you see someone saying, hey, you're an idiot if you're in this ecosystem. Richard Hart's a scammer. I'll just be getting short on stuff all day, and like, oh, I'm in the trenches or whatever. You're seeing this stuff, and it gets to you, right? And I know it gets to you. So part of the lashing out that people will do is they'll come out and they really want to ride behind something with conviction, even though, you know, they might assume something's going to go to zero and it doesn't. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not going to last forever. These bad stuff can't last forever. And we've been saying this for a long time. And then you're just going to see everybody flip. Okay, and everyone's going to hold hands all over again, right? Big news as well. BankX is totally out of their HEX from Ethereum. eHEX was declared dead by Richard Hart and PHEX Maxis in 2024 March. eHEX to PHEX ratio. Friends, I literally received death threats, okay? I literally had a dude tell me he was going, I forgot which one. Was he the guy who wanted to shoot me or slash my throat? I forgot. With PDI, it's kind of funny. Yeah, my family's listening. It's okay. With PDI, someone said they're going to find out where I live and stab me in the chest while I sleep. That was a PDI one. There were 2 death threats for the eHEX at the very, very bottom of that. I'll just show you right here. See, I've actually got it marked on the chart. Somebody receives 2 death threats. Man, do you understand, man? when we succeed, you understand, we've made history, dude. We literally, you watch the guy and be like, oh, this guy wants to slash my throat. Time to get long. Where else are we going to get this, dude? I've received, friends, I didn't reply to them. I've woken up. I'm like, oh, this guy wants to shoot me multiple times in the head. Looks like we're pretty bullish, boys and girls. We're never going to get this ever again, dude. You got to understand, like, can someone make a documentary out of this? I'm fascinated myself that the first thing I think about is not even to save my own life. Should I be concerned? I'm like, oh, this seems like a bit of a bottom six. Ah, man, it is funny. It is funny. Now, eHEX as well going up. You got to remember, friends, as well, everyone said eHEX is going to zero because of the Ethereum gas fees and yada, yada, yada. And then I'll just show you, friends, just like the PDI arguments. I was saying in March last year, I said staking isn't the reason why something has value. You can't stake Bitcoin. You can't stake Bitcoin, right? There's many things you can't stake. You can't stake XRP, right? They still have value. They don't go to zero. There's a basic network effect. Very interesting, right? So all the theories did work out. I've also got this big breaking news as well, friends. This is a summary of our crypto alt season this year. This man has broken the Guinness World Record for the longest fart, and it lasts 40 seconds. Watch him, watch him. Look at this technique. Look at this technique. Look at this technique. Still going. It's still going. Look at him.
No pares, está rompiendo el récord Guinness, no pares. Ay.
Well done.
40 segundos de pedo.
I was watching that, man. I watched that twice. I mean, dude, how did you practice for that? Has he been eating? I mean, he's South American. Maybe he's eating just Mexican beans or something every day. Yep, you got to get inspired, friends. You got to get inspired. So what were you doing during the bear market? This man, you know, one hell of a man. One hell of a man. So, oh my God. Isn't funny, man. Like, even the world record farting competition had a bull market. No, you didn't know that existed. I didn't know there was a record for that. I didn't know there was competitions for that, you know? It's like everything in the world wants to pump except our bags. Big news as well, friends. So DeFi Llama is going to delist ASTER. They did because of their volume data. So ASTER is Binance CZ's response to Hyperliquid. The claim is wash trading. So they're saying 100 billion of volumes being done. But I think what people shown is they're just putting the Binance volume. And ASTER is the DEX. I want to tell you something as well, friends. Please be careful because you're hearing a lot about perp DEXes. Let me tell you something, dude. It's still a casino, okay? 99% of people are literally still losing, okay? Just because you hear about them all the time doesn't mean they're actually good at all, okay? There's a reason why the trenches of Solana became popular. It's precisely because people can't make money trading against market makers, trading against people like me who aren't like just getting smashed all the time and us surviving constantly, okay? So that's what you got to be thinking about in terms of your survival long run. I think CZ is going to pretty much try to take over even more. But you can remember as well, these look, one of you as well asked me, it was a good question, okay? Asked me, Sommi, these perp DEXes, there's going to be a race to the bottom in terms of fees. So it will be cheaper and cheaper to trade, okay? Does that mean we should do it? And the answer is still no. Let me tell you something, friends. They could literally make it literally free to trade. And guess what? 90% of people still lose. Yeah, 90% of people still lose. That's the sad reality of it. Yes, they could literally make it free to trade. No slippage, no nothing. Oh, there's always slippage, okay? But no fee. It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. It's still PvP. Okay. Right now, all the fees basically does is the fees kind of help you without you knowing, okay? Because if there are fees now, if you're just on the brink of being profitable, it'll send you negative. So that's why in any given day, friends, it's not 50-50 people win and lose. It's actually 40% win, 60% lose. That spread in the middle, they're losing the brokerage, which is the fees. But those people in the middle, you can't even beat the brokerage, so they just stop trading. It's like your signal to be like, you know, I'm not even profitable. I can't do it, okay? But if there was zero fees, you're basically keeping them in the casino. You keep them in there just a bit longer, right? It's giving you the illusion that you can win. It's kind of like, friends, as well with these DEXes. There's no KYC. It's good for someone like me, but it's not good for 99% of people because KYC is actually good, friends. You don't want to be able to trade, dude. You can't. You don't know how to win, friends. It's literally imagine we put boxing gloves and a boxing ring in literally multiple places of a hospital. You know what I mean? Like, just because you can walk into any room in a hospital and start fighting with someone and punching them in the head and you get punched doesn't mean that's a good idea. Okay, it's the same thing when it comes to perp trading. So where are we going to go to from here, friends? Bitcoin is doing a very nice weekly punch through the all-time high. We are still in a bit of a tasty tube zone. I'm just going to have to move it in as well. This tasty tube, I'm just going to remove it because we just don't know where what's going to happen here. The whole crypto industry thinks it's going to be a short move up and then go down. That's what the crowd expects. I'm just going to leave it here. Actually, just remove it because they can go stuff a fat one. So this is it. Bitcoin through new all-time highs. I guess we'll see how the next quarter plays out. Like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.